Hello, welcome to Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Hi, Gail. How are you? So I'm live. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? We'll wait a few minutes to let everybody get a chance to get in. So today we're going to make a purse out of jeans. So it's going to be kind of like upcycled, repurposed kind of deal. And so thought I would show you my little kit that I got in the mail for the glass cutting, for the stained glass making stuff. I told you I needed a few tools on the last live. So it's really cool. Comes with, I haven't unwrapped everything, but it comes with all the little tools to break off pieces of glass and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. So I'm going to play around with that for a little while so I can get used to, how everything works on that and stuff like that. So that way I'll be knowing what I'm talking about. Right? So, yeah. So anyways, how's everybody doing today? It's Thursday. I hope you're all having a great day. I'm gonna let some people know that I'm live to see if maybe a few more might be able to come in. If you're coming in later, welcome. If you're watching the replay, welcome to the channel. I'm glad that you're here. So my whole plan was to make this bag, and then I have a pair of overalls, coveralls. Hi, Susan. Welcome in. Overalls, coveralls that I bought, and they've got some like huge rips in the knees. That's just kind of how they came when I bought them. And so I'm going to use some of the same fabric I used for this bag I'm making today to do the hole in the holes in the overalls. Hi, Alicia. Welcome in. So I'm going to kind of do a series, and then I wanted to make a shirt that will also go with it. You'll see, but I'm not doing that all today because it'll take too long. So we're just going to do the jean bag. So I had a pair of jeans that I've been wearing all summer long that I thrifted, and the zipper doesn't work quite right. It always kind of goes down, and they're kind of baggy on me, and well, gotta let it go. So we're gonna upcycle them and turn them into a bag. All right, so I'm gonna move you guys so I can lay everything out, and hopefully I get a good angle for you guys to see. Oi, I'm dropping everything. All right, so let's get you guys moved back so I can show you how we're gonna do this. I've got so many crafts and sewing things going on all over the place, and I need to fix my paper that I have on here, but it's quite all right. Okay, so I've just got some supplies here that I have set aside. Okay, so what I've got is these pair of jeans, and see how they're just ripped and just kind of getting wore out, and they don't stay on. The zipper's not quite working right, whatever, right? I probably only bought them for a couple bucks. No big deal. I'm cheap. I always save extra jeans that get wore out, like get holes in them or whatever the case may be. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay, if you're using like a pair of jeans, with these jeans, and I think that the inside seam is super cute because it's double stitched, and it looks cute. It'll look good on the bag, and you'll see that later. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay them out and kind of Make sure that all of it is flat as you can and as straight as you can. It's not going to be exactly perfect, which, that's okay. That's okay. And then we're going to take our scissors, and you want to make sure that you're using scissors that are for fabric only. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of cut at an angle up towards the top part of the pants. Took me a second to get the right wording in for that. Anyways, so just kind of try to line them up as best as you can so that you cut them off as good as you can. It's not going to be exactly straight, which is fine. We'll even them out once we get it cut out. So we're going to cut both legs because we're going to have a front and a back side to this bag. I've got some of it kind of bunching up in the underneath here. And then I just take the top of the jeans, whatever pieces that I don't use for a project, I just kind of, it's all washed. But I just take it and I fold it up and I set it aside because later on I may use some of the pieces for maybe a skirt or, something like that. Okay, let's cut through here. It's kind of hard to cut through the seam because it's thick. And I'm cutting kind of sideways so you guys can see. I hope you guys are all doing well. Okay, so I cut the top part off. I'm just going to fold it. It's got some adorable little pockets on the back that most likely I will use some other time. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is find my measuring tape. I kind of like threw everything everywhere. Come on, measuring tape, where are you? I actually have a measuring board too. What did I do with it? Oh, it's right here in my face. Who else is in here? Susan is in here. Alicia's in here. Gail is in here. Guys, thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to use my tape measure and I'm going to try to make sure that on both the legs, when I cut the bottom off, that it's the same. So that way my front, because I'm doing a front for the bag and a back for the bag. So I want them to be the same length. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can. I'm going to go 18 inches. That's kind of a big bag. Oh, we can go wide. Okay. I'm going to go 18 inches. Again, it's going to be different if you're using a pair of jeans. You can use, like kids' jeans, thrifted jeans, some from a garage sale or whatever, if you are wanting to use. And what's nice about it is the denim, this jeans are denim. If you use denim, it's a little bit sturdier than using, say, like a cotton fabric. So it'll hold up and be a little bit more durable for you. I don't typically use a purse, but I thought this might be fun if you want to, maybe dress up when you're going somewhere, or if you are somebody who likes to use a bag. I used to when I was early, younger adult aged. I used to always have some kind of a little purse, but I always did small, really small. So this is going to probably be kind of geared towards more like a boho kind of type style. Okay, so I wanted to leave the inside seams, like I said, because I really like that. We're going to cut the outside seam of these legs to open it up. So I'm just going to cut right along the edge of the seam to open it up. Okay, so then now you have this piece like that. And we're gonna do the same thing with the other pant leg. I'm gonna cut it the same seam that I did on the first one. So that way I have that thick seam that's in the middle that we're going to use to go down the center of our bag. So it'll look kind of cute, I think. That's the goal anyways. So again, same thing. I'm just going to cut it up right next to where it had been previously sewn. I was stuck on part of the underneath seam part, which happens. It's quite all right. I hear somebody's trying to call me. Okay. All right, so now we have both of the pieces cut out. Hello. I'm on it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. Bye. That's funny. Gail just called me to see if I forgot to do my live, and I'm like, I'm on it. Hi, my treasured home, Nancy. Hello, Jan. Welcome in. Okay, so now that we've got the bottom parts of these legs, you can use the top part of the legs, whatever, if you're doing denim, whatever works for you, right? Sometimes if you don't have enough, you can sew little squares or rectangles of them together to make it bigger. That could look really cute anyways, right? Okay, so now that I'm looking at it, let's see here. We can make a big bag if we want to. Let's do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make one of these the front and one of these the back. So we're going to decorate them first before we sew them together, okay? So now I'm going to move you guys. Hold on. You're going for a ride, a little adventure. And let's see if I have you guys right. Okay, I think so. All right, move my phone. I've got just all kinds of stuff that I've got going here for doing these. I'm going to move my sewing machine so that I can sew. Get my markers. I've got my tape measure in case I need to measure anything. I'm going to set one of these pieces aside for now because we're going to decorate one. And we're going to go with the front side of it. There's a little bit of strings and things on there. So what I was thinking of doing is using like bees and honeybees for the decoration. Okay. So I'm grabbing my pieces of lace and pieces of fabric. And I'm going to set this, and there's a needle in there that just stabbed me. I got all this lace for $5 at a thrift store. Good deal, huh? Okay, so I cut a pocket out of a pair of jeans, and it's got like a little button. Let's see if I can get it undone. It's got a little flap, and it's a pocket, right? Hi, Peaceful does. So I'm going to end up stitching this onto the front side somewhere. I think I'm going to center it on that line right here for a pocket on my bag. Great idea, right? I'm also going to use the bottom hem, because what I cut out was the bottom. Oh, thank you. The bottom part of my jeans. I cut the bottom of my legs off on the pants. Okay. And so they were hemmed, and I'm going to use that as the top edge of my handbag so I don't have to do it. It's already done. Okay. So I've got it laid out, and I'm going to put the pocket somewhere on here. But first, let's put some tassels onto this pocket before we sew it on because it'll be easier to add some tassels. So what we're gonna do is you can use leather or anything like that. And I was gonna use what is it called? The fake leather. I was gonna do some tassels with the fake leather, but I thought, well, what if I want to wash it? And because I'm gonna do a pair of coveralls to kind of go with the handbag and a shirt to go with the handbag later on, I didn't want to have leather or anything like that, tassels, because I will be wanting to wash the coveralls and you know what I mean. So we're going to use other things like lace. You can use yarn, different, this is a mess, but different colors of yarn you can use for tassels. So what we're going to do is I had a ball of string. Hey, can you see if there's a ball of string under the table somewhere? It's like white-ish. Anyway, so I'm just going to take a tassel or a piece of, I've got all kinds of, oh, cool. Thank you. So I've got this white cotton string. I bought that, like, I think at the Dollar Tree store or something. I don't know. Anyways, I got lots of little threads on this lace. This is just a little thin lace that I picked up somewhere. It's really thin. It's cute. Kind of curls up, but it's cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece however long you want. And if you take your pocket that you're going to sew on and you figure out where you want to place it, I think I'm going to sew it at the top so it dangles down, and figure out how far down you want it to dangle. Okay, we're going to go with that. I could measure it for you too if you want to, but you know, it's going to vary depending upon how long. I'm going to do two, so I'm going to do one on each side, and I'm going to make them the same, just so there's a little bit, I don't know. It doesn't matter. They don't have to be the same. So I've got two of the thin laces. What else do I want to do? Let's see. I've got some of this bias tape that I picked up somewhere. Maybe we'll add in some of this kind of mint green. Right now what we're doing is we're making some tassels. So I'm just cutting several pieces for sewing, attaching to each side of this pocket that we're going to sew on this front panel piece. I hope this is making sense to you guys. Once I start sewing, maybe you'll start seeing it if you don't. So I'm doing double because I'm going to cut, you know, put one on each side. So I'm doing two of each cut out. So I'm going to use some of the string as well. I thought that would be cute. And I think that this is probably enough. I'm going to, I think, cut the mint green bias tape in half because they're kind of thick and I feel like thinner would be better. So let's set this aside so I don't drop it on the floor again. And I'm just going to cut this down the center. So are there any fun projects that you guys are working on currently? Ooh, stickers. I know I need to get some stickers, but eventually. I figured I could probably make my own stickers because I have a Cricut, but then I thought, well, with the amount of ink and all the things that I need to buy to make the stickers, it would be cheaper to probably outsource them somewhere so I can get more. I don't know. We'll see. All right, see? So this is what these mint green bias tape, I think. Can you guys see that? I don't know. Yeah, there we go. So it's better, thinner. Okay, So I'm going to cut this other one in half. Shelling peas. Wow, that's awesome though. So I'm just getting this one and then we'll sew it on. I'll show you how that is. And then we're going to put some different patches on. And I'm going to use jean material and some honeybee fabrics. And we're going to stitch that in squares or rectangles on here as well. Just a couple, not too many. I know this is probably kind of boring. I hope it's not boring. My plan was to have some of it cut out before I went live, but I figured you guys might want to see the whole process of the start to the finish, and I can't really fast forward the slow parts, so you're stuck with this, right? Okay, so now that I've got these done, what I'll do is I'll take them and line the ends of them together. And remember, I'm going to have one set for one side and one set for the other side. Can you guys please stay inside and not keep opening the door? Okay, so I've got them together, and then what we'll do is we'll end up hanging, folding them over. Can you close the door, please? Thank you. I've got the grandkids over, and they're trying to go in and out. I need you guys to stay inside, please. Anyway, so we're going to sew it onto the front flap on one corner, and I just kind of folded them over like that. And I'm going to stitch across that when I get to it. But I don't know that I want to use a pin. I'd rather use a clip. So I got these little clips. What are they called? Magic clips? I don't know. They were at Walmart. And I figured that would be a lot easier to clip it on than use those little things in some instances. Okay, why don't you guys go upstairs and work on organizing your stuff?
And like play with it?
Yeah, sure. Sounds great.
What are you making?
I'm doing a video right now. That's what I'm making.
Is it gonna look cool?
Yep, it's gonna look really cool.
Did your friends join in? Nanny.
Shh.
Did your friends join in?
Chloe, I'm on a live. That means I'm making a video. Yes, they're listening to you talking. Oh my goodness. She doesn't understand. Okay, so you can also use buttons for designs, however you want to do it. I'm just showing you like an idea that I'm coming up with, and I'm hoping that maybe it'll help you. I'm meeting all the ends of the strands that I cut out. I'm matching them all together right there. And then it's one long one. And then when I hang them, I'm not going to do it like evenly. I'm going to make one side longer than the other just to kind of, I don't know, make it look different. Hello, grandkids. Yeah. So I'm going to use another clip and clip it. I'm just clipping these onto the pocket top to put them in place for now. So that way then we can get like other stuff ready to go. So when I sew, everything will be ready to sew and I don't have to keep, cutting things out. I can just get to sewing. Okay. So this is what the pocket would look like minus the clips and it's sewed. So little tassels there, right? And then it'll be attached to the big piece. But we're going to cut out some more decorations. So let's look at I want to do honeybees because if you didn't know, I raise honeybees. And so I've been wanting to get some kind of honeybee like stuff going. Okay, here's a piece. that we could add. I'm kind of squished here. I don't know that I want to do a big long piece like this. Too long. Too long. So I'm just going to cut off a smaller piece. I'm kind of losing my voice. So I've got this one I'm going to put there. This one, you know what? With this one, let's cut it into a heart. Hi, Papa Smurf. Hi, Natasha. Natasha, right? I hope I'm saying that right. Yes, happy Thursday. Thank you. So I folded my fabric in half, like a square or a rectangle, whatever. And I'm just going to attempt to cut out a heart. Let's see what it looks like. That looks like a heart. And then I like to do the frayed look, so it looks kind of like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Rugged, rustic, a little bit more. And so I'm just kind of taking my fingernails and I'm just kind of pulling along this and kind of making it look kind of messy a little bit, right? That one got a little long. All right. So that can be placed on something. I feel like we should back it with some jean material. Hold on 1 second. Hey, you guys. Everybody in America can hear your noises. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So I've done videos with the grandkids here, but I was able to, you can pause videos, stop them, and keep going forward. But I've not done a live with them here, so I don't think they quite understand what's going on. So I save all my scrap jeans, but I'm going to try to pick a jean fabric. And if you don't have a jean fabric that's a different color than the one you're using, if you flip it over, see how like the back side is a different color? You can do that too. So what I want to do, I kind of like this because it's like striped. I'm going to rough cut a square piece of fabric out of this, maybe even triangle. We'll see. What will happen? We do not know. I'm just cutting it out so I can get rid of this excess fabric here. Let's set it aside. Okay, so let's see. So it's really lopsided and funky and wonky, but you know what? That might be kind of fun, so why not, right? Grants make everything better. Yeah. Well, I'm sure that like once I start doing some more, start getting into baking and things like that, I'll have them on the videos maybe a little bit, like the back side of them or like their hands mixing things. I will not show their faces on here. You guys get why. But yeah, they'll probably be helping me with projects that you guys might get to see them doing with me, which is kind of nice because then you'll get to know. So I'm just kind of fraying the ends and pulling off some of the loose threads because I like that look. You don't have to do this if you don't want. Now, if you don't want to have frayed ends and you want to have like a clean end, you can cut it straight and you can fold it under and stitch it so that way it looks finished, if that's what look you want for your project. Okay, so I'm going to put the a strip of bees over here. Oh yeah. So this side I had already frayed before. I'm gonna do the all around all the edges. I'm just fraying them, pulling strings out. It usually goes pretty quickly. I just drag my fingernails of my thumb and like my forefinger down the sides of them. And once you get a hold of like some of the strings, you can just pull them out. And when you wash them also, it'll do a little bit too if you washed it. But so that's that. And then you just make sure none of it's bunched up. And I think I'm going to put that there. And then where will I put? I got all kinds of little threads going on everywhere. So I liked the stripiness of that because it makes it look different. The piece is all lopsided and wonky. And I'm okay with that. And then put that there. So I'm just going to pin these things on. I'm not going to use the clips on this stuff. I'm just going to pin it right in the middle because I don't really have to get it perfectly straight because it's not going to line up with anything, if that makes any sense. Let's see. Is there any other kind of fabric that we should add with or this? So I've got, if we wanted to go staying with the bee theme, I've got these two some downtime at work, and I thought I'd see what all is going on. Well, thank you so much. Hello, Rainy Ridge. Welcome in. So do you think that we should add Did you know that everybody in the whole world is listening to you right now and you sound like an elephant? I'm just kidding. Yeah, but we can hear you stomping around. Just saying. Don't mind me. Don't mind. Do you guys think I should add one of these to it? Like maybe a triangle? Nobody cares? Then I'm just going to do it. Okay. The honeycomb. Okay. Does it remind you of the song Honeycomb Kids? Yeah, yeah. Okay. And again, I'm going to pull the threads with my nails a little bit. I'm kind of trying to do this a little faster, I'm hoping, so you guys don't get bored. But we're okay. Wonky. You like it wonky? At least it's not a flat backer. I had to. Oh my gosh. You'd have to watch the live um, with Gail and Indiana Backyard Gardener for that. Okay. This should go like that. Okay, I've got it. We're going to go with this. I know I was silent for a second. Hi, Laura. Hello, everyone. This looks awesome. I am watching from the beginning and figured I'd check in. Well, thank you so much for being here. Delayed reaction. That's okay. Thank you for being here. Okay. I got it pinned. Now we're going to sew this on because I want to make sure that I don't hold you guys here for too long. I want to get as far along on this project as I can. I'm going to take the pocket and I'm just going to take the flap up and I'm going to stitch these little tassels onto it. And I used purple thread for my bobbin and the top. Why? Because I thought maybe it would be a little fun to um, do purl. Why not? Right? I'm going to plug my laptop in. I don't even know what the battery's at, but I want to make sure that you guys don't lose me. All right. You know what? Before we do this, I'm also, I think, on the top, this is going to be the top of the bag. I'm going to do some kind of a lace to make it look even more cute. Why not? And like I said, and I have the price tag on here, I got all these for $5. Pretty good deal, huh? So always look at your estate sales, garage sales. I'm thinking kind of like a thick, ooh, this one's thick. And it's kind of, look at this. I think I'll do that. We'll do this across the top. And I want to stitch it on now before we sew the bag up. Scissors, come here. All right, yeah, I found them. I'm just eyeballing it. I am not a professional sewer. I'm an eyeballer. Is that even a thing? Anyways, I'm putting the lace along the length of the top of the fabric square that we're using for the front side of our denim bag with tassels. There. Whew. All right, I'm cutting it a little bit over the edge, maybe 1/4 of an inch. Okay? Ta-da. Bam. There we go. And then I'm wondering if I want to move that down now. Yeah. Move it down. See, things are adjustable. That's why you cut out, you pin everything together, and you look at it and you see is this what looks cute to me? I mean, you can ask other people too for their opinions. Do you guys think this looks cute? Do you like it so far? So this is just a square of denim that was cut off a pair of repurposed jeans that I thrifted that were kind of big on me and getting kind of wore out. Yes? Okay. So first of all, we're going to sew these tassels on, and I'm going to go back and forth about 3 times. So what I did is I got my tassels, I folded them in half, and then I'm just going to stitch it on here. And if I don't like it after I stitch it on here, what it looks like on the pocket right there, and I think it might look cute, is you can just sew a little button on there or something. I've got a bag of wooden buttons. I thought wooden buttons would be a nice touch if I wanted to add buttons. Also, that's another thing to look for at garage sales, thrift stores, where else? Estate sales, stuff like that. I'm always looking for decent kitchen appliances as well. Not appliances, but bowls and, things like that. So I'm just going to go over this like 4 times, all the little strands right there so it holds on. Ta-da! See, that was quick. And then I'll show you what that looks like before we do the other side so you're understanding. You probably already all know. But, so you can see how cute it looks. How about that? See? Cute? Cute, cute. All right, so now I'm going to do the other side. Make sure that you don't sew your stuff to the pocket if you have a flap. Make sure you spread it out because then your pocket won't be a pocket anymore. All right. So Gail, I'm laughing. So Gail called me and she's like, are you going live did you forget about your live? And I'm like, I am live. She's like, oh, okay. For some reason, my bottom string is okay. There we go. Too short. Put my foot pedal down. I'm going to go like 4 times back and forth on these little tassel strings, which is ribbon, bias tape, string. All right, there's that. I'm going to cut my threads. I have somebody calling me again. Isn't that weird? I never get phone calls doing this stuff, and now I am. I'm getting popular, you guys. I'm just kidding. All right. Hard to show you. Okay, there we go. And you know what's cool is the button on these jeans says angels. Isn't that cute? Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to sew all the rest of the stuff on. I'm going to do, push down. Now I'm going to do the top ruffle. That's going to be the top of the bag. And you'll see when we do the back side and then sew it all together. And I'm going to use a strap, and I'll get you guys' opinions on what I'm going to use for the strap. Okay, so I'm going to do a zigzag stitch on this top because it'll help hold down this lace a little bit better because this lace is so wide. If I have to later, I'm okay with it flapping because it won't get in the way. If I need to, I can just do another stitch if I need to, but I don't think so because it won't be in the way. So I'm up at the top about 1/2 of an inch from the very edge of it, and I put my pedal down. I'm doing a zigzag stitch, and I'm going to go forward on the start of it, and then I'm going to go backward over what I just did because then it'll lock it in and it won't come undone. It'll kind of like make it knotted-ish in a sense. Okay, so now we're just going to go all the way across, lining the lace up with the top right here. Okay, and that's pretty much all we're doing. And like I said, a zigzag stitch to give it a little bit more durability and to hold it, down from slipping up or anything like that. I don't think it will because it's a pretty good size piece. So I'm hoping that this will inspire you guys to get creative, whether you sew or not. I mean, when you get to a thick seam like this, make sure that you're using a denim needle for one. And then when you go over thicker seams, go slow. Go slow. Go very, very slow. There. Okay. And you can stop as many times as you need to stop, And I'm helping to guide the fabric from the back. So I have one hand in the back of the fabric, kind of slowly pulling it backwards. Not fast though, so you don't want your stitch to be all like wonky. And then when I get to the end of my lace, which is a little bit shorter than the jeans, I don't know how that happened, but it did. I'm going to go backwards over what I just went forwards on with the zigzag and then forward again. and that just kind of locks it in so it doesn't come unraveled, the thread. Okay, and then I'm going to cut. If you set your scissors down, try and set them down in the same exact spot so you start remembering. So where I had started sewing the zigzag line on the first side edge, you're going to cut off the threads. Okay, and so there's that. Okay, so now we're going to sew on the other things. I'm going to take this piece right here off, and I'm going to sew the heart on to the jean fabric first. And I'm just going to do a regular stitch for that. No zigzaggy, wonky stuff on that part. I'm just going to probably do straight stitch for all the rest of it. So you're just going to set the heart, and I'm going to sew not right on the edge, a little in, maybe a quarter of an inch in, and then I'm just going to follow the shape of the heart. That's all I'm going to do. When you first start, make sure you back stitch. That's like what you always do. Okay, and then you're just going to, go slow. If you have to lift the foot up to move, angle your fabric in a different way. Okay, you're just following the shape of the heart about a quarter of an inch in. And then when you go to turn it, make sure your needle is down, because then that way it's easy just to turn it. See that? And then you're just making sure that the fabric that you're sewing on is flat. And I've got the end pieces of where I started. Move those out of the way. And then back stitch when you get to the end. And see, I didn't set my scissors in the right spot. I'm telling you. All right. So I was thinking about doing a live, and I wanted to see what you guys think about it. Once a week, kind of like a, I don't know what to call it, kind of like an inspiration where everybody says, hey, I'm wanting to this week work on drinking more water, or I want to learn how to can, or I want to exercise, whatever it is, right? And we all just kind of say something that we want to work on for the week. And then every week we come back and we're like, how'd you do on it? And you just kind of say, well, I didn't do so good. And you're like, oh, that's okay. Well, maybe this week you'll do better. Or I'm having a hard time explaining that. If you did it, yay. If you didn't do it, okay, try again next time. Like kind of like a inspiration, motivational thing for whatever people are doing. Yes, you should absolutely do that. Okay, so I sewed the heart on. Now I'm going to sew this on. And I'm just going to sew it on. And I'm just doing a regular stitch. And that's why you want to pin all your pieces together. I mean, after I sew all these on, if I wanted to, I could go back and add stuff. If you're like, oh, I think I need a little more, whatever, right? You can do that. Not a problem. So I'm gonna go about a fourth of an inch. Oh, it looks like it's more like half of an inch around the wonky piece that I just cut. I'll put my needle down because I gotta turn my fabric, make sure that everything is flat underneath and it's laying flat, because you don't want it bunched up or bubbled up. I hope that makes sense. And I'm just following the wonky shape, about half of an inch-ish from, put my needle down because I got to turn. And that's the thing, you just keep turning it, whatever direction you need to sew down. Make sure you put your foot down before you start sewing. And again, I have raw edges, meaning that I didn't hem them because I want them to look frayed, because I'm looking for, that's the kind of look that I am wanting on this bag. And then once you get to where you started, you meet up with where you started, you're going to hit the, go backwards over what you just, a little bit to lock it in. Okay. And I'm using purple thread. I thought that would be fun. Usually I use like an off-white tan kind of thread. Okay, so there's thread at the beginning of where you sewed. Make sure you cut them off. Don't get too close when you cut them off to your fabric. You want to leave just a little bit longer than cutting where you cut it off. Okay, so now I'm going to sew on those. I think I'll start, kind of hard to figure out where to start to fit the fabric all in. So stick it in, figure out if you want to go a quarter of an inch in or half an inch. Doesn't matter. And then when you first start, remember to backstitch and just keep going. Follow the pattern. And I'm lifting my needle is down, and I lifted the foot up so I could twist the fabric. Okay, and I'm gonna sew this piece. Can you guys see that? I'm gonna sew this on that, but for now, I'm just gonna flip it over and stitch up this, just so I can get this one rectangle B piece sewn on to the denim. The needle down. I'm going to lift my foot while my needle is down so I can turn it, just because I'm sewing and I'm using the regular stitch still. Needle down, foot up, turn, straighten it all up, make sure everything's all straight, foot down, and finish. And when you get to the end, backstitch to lock it in. And then you cut the threads, release it. Oops, I missed one. That is kind of hard to see, this purple thread with the denim. Just saying. All right. I lost my little thing where I kept the needles, so I'm sticking it in the needles in the paper. Okay. See that? I brought my mom's sewing machine home in February, and it's in a beautiful cabinet. And I know after sitting since 2001, when she passed away, that it needs totally to go through. Yeah. Yep. Hi, Martina. Well, it might be, something to start using it for a minute, with your memories and things like that, I'm sure. But you should totally use it, because that's something that she liked to do, and it's something that you like to do. So now I'm sewing this honeycomb triangular, well, it's a square piece. I'm cutting, sewing it on. Gosh, I'm not speaking right. Make sure you back stitch when you first start sewing. Make sure everything's flat so it's not bubbled up or crinkled. Needles down. I'm going to turn it so I can go down this way. And then make sure everything's flat. The bottom piece and the piece I'm adding. And I'm just going to follow that about 1/4 inch in. And then put my needle down. Flip the foot up, turning. So now I'm going to be sewing this edge. I'm just sewing all 4 sides. That's all. Get to the corner, put your needle down, lift your foot so you can turn your fabric to go the other way, right? Putting the foot down. And I'm almost done with this piece, and then we'll be sewing the little pocket on. Okay, and to the end, make sure you back stitch. Ta-da! And then you cut the string, the thread, the strings. You know, these thingies. All right. And then whenever you start sewing at the beginning, you always have the threads from the beginning and then threads at the end that you snip off. Make sure when you're snipping it, you don't get like too close to the fabric, because then you could make it to where the thread will unravel, and you don't want that. Okay, I'll show you where we are so far. And again, I don't know where my little needle thingy-majiggy went, so we're using the paper. All right, I'll show you so far. So far. Here, put you hi. Okay. There's the top. There's that piece. And that. Cute? You like it? Okay. So now we're going to add the pocket, and then we'll be done with the front side of this denim bag. Where do I want to put it? I'm going to put it here. So I'm going to flip. Oh, you guys got to see what I'm doing. I'm putting the pocket on. And I think I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to center it with this seam that runs down the middle. And this has kind of like a little V shape here. That's how I'm going to line it up. I'm going to put it about right there. Do I want this over it or under it? Is that where I do want it? You got to make sure. So you just move it around. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. So I'll just center it right here. I'm going to put the tassels up towards the top of the bag, which this is the top of the bag right here. And I'm just going to sew all around the border of my pocket. I'll show you. So see how it already has like stitch marks here? I'm just going to go right in the middle of that and follow it all the way around. But I'm not sewing the top. Well, you know what? Maybe I should also across here too on the inside, but make sure your flap is up. You'll see. Hopefully you guys can see okay. I'm not, my camera crew, you know, they're on vacation again. Slackers, I tell you. Okay, lining it up with the tip of the pocket on that seam. Okay. And then I think I can't get those clips in. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pins, and I'm just going to put them on here in a few places just so it doesn't move around while I'm sewing it. Right? And out of the way so I don't have to pull them out until I'm done. You don't ever want to sew over your needles. At least that's what I think. Yeah. I'm opening my pocket. All the tassels are up towards the top. And I'm going to start on this side. And again, I'm using I think it's called a denim heavy duty needle in my sewing machine, and I just kind of use that for all the projects I do because I do a lot of layered things, I guess. Maybe that's what I do. Okay. And you want to make sure that everything is kind of like flat. There's no like wrinkles of the bottom fabric. And you want to go slow a little bit because it's thicker. There's like several layers here. You definitely want to I go like 4 times on the edges of pockets and the down on the corners of pockets. I really sew those extra because you always put your hands in there and you don't want the pocket ripping off, right? Okay, my needle's down. I'm going to lift the foot so that I can turn. Make sure it's still lined up here. Turn it at the angle that I need it to go. And then just sewing it on. And when I get to this part, I'm going to back stitch right here a couple of times because I want the corner of that pocket to be secure. Okay. Again, I'm right there on the middle seam with the tip, but I'm going this way now. So I know that probably you can't tell, but I'm going to back stitch a few times right there, and then I'm just going straight forward with a regular stitch. I'm right at the corner of where I need to turn again, so I'm going to put the needle down, turn until it's straight. Make sure everything's lined up. Put the foot down. And when you get to the top, remember to back stitch like several times, like 4 times. And then I want to continue and sew up, not on this, right? I'm going to flip that up and sew. It's hard to, right along, right underneath the flap. Okay, I'm putting my needle down and I'm turning it. Maybe you guys can see it at this angle a little bit better. So I have the pocket flap up and I'm just sewing right along that edge. Making sure that nothing is tucked or folded under that I don't want folded under, so that way the pocket works correctly. You know what I'm saying? And then when I get over to this edge, I'm going to back stitch it more than normal, like 4 times, because that's like the top of the pocket and I don't want it coming off, right? Alright, I'm going to stand up so I can hopefully see these threads. Like I said, the purple's kind of hard to see with the denim, but it looks cute. Looks super duper cute. Okay. All right, you guys. Let's see what we got going on here. Are you ready? Cute or what? You know it is. Right? And see what I mean by the, let's see. I don't know which way to go, you guys. Okay, here we go. The purple. Doesn't the purple look cute? Okay, so this is the front side of my bag, and we're going to set that aside, and we're going to do the back side of the bag now. If I can figure out where I put the back side of the bag. Okay. Is this it? This is it. I knew it all along. I was just kidding, you guys. sticking my needles into the paper because I don't want to sit on them or step on them, which I'm sure we've all experienced at some point. Okay, so the front side, super duper cute, right? Okay, back side. Remember? So when I cut the pants off, this was the leg, right? This was the leg. I cut it off. And the bottom, this is where it was hemmed, is now going to be the top of the back of my purse, my denim bag, my bag. So I'm going to use that same lace on the top. I'm going to pre-eyeball it. You know, you can measure it out, be all technical. I'm going to do some extra just in case. Last time it ended up short. I don't know. It just happened. Okay, so what do we want to do on the back side? You don't need to watch me. We can do something simple. I don't know. I don't know. We could do some denim patches. We could do anything you want to do. Let's see. All right, so let's do some denim patches. Sounds like a plan. You guys are such a good class. So nice and quiet. Okay, so I don't want it to be too wonky. I mean, you know, cut off some of the roughness. I'm just cutting off pieces on the ground. Okay, so a worn out piece here and a worn out piece there. Um, hmm. Okay, I need your help. Should we put, I don't know, y'all. Help me out here. I don't want to be sewing too many little things on here, though. You know what I'm saying? What if? What if? That is the question. Oh, I'm a cornball. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe a heart. Should I do another heart? Like a big denim heart? Let's look at the front again. Where did I do? Oh, it's on my lap. We did that. We did the denim like that. Should we do a big, ginormous denim heart? Okay, we'll do a big one. So I'm just going to fold it in half and see if we can make a ginormous heart. Kind of line the edges up. And let's see if we can make a ginormous heart. Let's see. Did I make a heart? Voila, that's cute. I am. I'm a lefty. I'm going to fray some of the edges again with my thumbnail and my index nail. If you don't have a nail, which my nails have been breaking off because of doing outside work. You just can drag your fingers along it and you just pull, pull. That's all. If that's the look you want, again, you don't have to have this kind of look. You can stitch around it with a zigzag stitch, or you can fold all of it under and make it look all nice and neat, but and not neat. I'm cool. No, I'm just kidding. My grandma was left-handed and had left-handed scissors. They hurt so bad to use with your right hand. Oh yeah. Try being a left-handed using right-handed scissors all the time because they hardly ever had left-handed stuff. My grandma used to try to make me do things right-handed. She did not like um that I was left-handed, because I don't even understand why. Anyways, my dad ended up not liking her doing that. But hey, there's the heart. I'll make that straight. Just like that. Right? Um anyways, what else? Well, because of that, because of a lot of things being right-handed all the time, I have learned how to do a lot of things with my right hand. Um, so sometimes, though, it's complicated because I get confused, maybe not confused, but unsure. Like, say, if I'm playing baseball, hitting, you would think I'd be left-handed because I write left-handed, but actually I feel more comfortable and do better right-handed. So everything is left or right. I don't know until I do it. It's interesting though. Long ways. I think we'll do it long ways. I'm cutting another um, heart with these little bees. I thought, maybe. We're playing around, you guys. We're playing around. Get used to it. No, I'm just kidding. We could do, I don't know. I'm just trying to make it look cute. Maybe I'll just do a little square right here. Okay, got it. See, you just gotta play around. There's no wrong or right way. It's your craft, right? It's your thing. Ooh, I don't know how to turn off all those little dingy thingies on my um, computer. I'm sure you guys hear it. Heart. And I'm gonna fold it in half and try to rough her up. Yeah, my youngest son is left-handed. Um, one of my grandsons is left-handed, and then the youngest granddaughter, we don't know yet. She's going into first grade this year, so we'll see if she's left-handed because she tends to kind of do both hands, so we're not sure yet. I like it straight. I like it crooked. That sounds so weird. Okay, I'm just gonna cut a square of this honeycomb out. Exciting. I have got to check my um, honeybees actually and see if I need to add another box. We haven't collected any honey yet. Some of them we might not collect any honey. I have to analyze it and see because a lot of the honeybees that we got this year were swarms that came to the farm. And on their first year, when they're starting fresh and new in a new hive, it takes them a while to build up, the babies that the queen's making and their storage for the food for the winter. So you don't want to take it all because they need that to live off of all winter long. So, yeah. So we'll see. I know I probably do have some. I try not to mess with them too much. I'm kind of like I don't know, natural, like we don't use any pesticides or chemicals or anything on anywhere on our property. Okay, so I just kind of tore a little to make it kind of look unraveled. Now I have to see how I want to put it. What do you think? Yeah. So something that's interesting to do is like when you're sitting in a chair that doesn't have like arms on it, if you get up from the chair, what side do you get up from? The left side or the right side? And I was noticing like what was it? I went to some event and these gals were wearing like little buttons and pins and stuff. I think it was for Christmas or something. And they were wearing buttons and pins on their uniform. Can't even remember where it was. Anyways, I noticed that they all had it on the left side. So I was asking them all, are you guys all right-handed? So a right-handed person pinned it onto each of them and it ended up being on the left side. But when you pin something on yourself and you look in the mirror and you're right-handed, you tend to put it on the right side. I don't know. It's interesting, huh? Okay, so I'm going to stitch on this top stitch. We're getting there, you guys. I know it's going over the time. We're getting there. We're almost done. I'm going to do a zigzag stitch again, a wide zigzag stitch to stitch on this on the top edge of the back side of the bag. We're in the home run. Thank you guys so much for being patient. Okay, remember when you start out on the end, you can't see. Okay, you want to go forward a little bit, and then you want to back stitch right over what you just did to lock it in. Okay, and just line your lace up to the top edge. Okay, and just keep going. Sewing, sewing, sewing. Just keep on going. That sounds like rawhide. Rawhide. Goofball. Total goofball, I tell you. And you can stop and readjust. If you need to pin everything down, do it. Just do it. Whatever makes life easier for you, right? And so I'm going to be making some jeans that have some of the fabric that matches. I'm going to be adding to coveralls, whatever you call them, to match this bag. And then I'm going to be making a shirt with some of the details as well to go with it in a future live. I have, what else do I have? I've got the glass. I'll probably do that as a premiere when I'm ready to show you guys some stained glass pieces. What else? Also, I wanted to do a poncho, a really simple kind of like poncho with either a throw blanket or large rectangle piece of fabric and make it look cute. So those are some things that will be coming up. So I've always got lots of ideas. It's just having the time, right? Now that the season's always busy. It doesn't ever, winter is like the only time that it kind of slows down. All right, so we got the lace zigzag stitch. I'm turning it back to the regular straight stitch that we were using before on all the rest of it, and I'm just going to do that with all the rest of it. I'm just going to stitch it all on and follow the shape of all the things, the things. And it's purple, so that'll look cute. I don't think I'm going to put any tassels on the back side, just the front. So what kind of projects are you guys going to be, what are you currently working on, or are you looking forward to be working on? So let's see, somebody's calling me again, getting popular. Don't know who it is. It's an unknown number. So one thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is there's a gal that I've known for quite a while. I don't talk to her, but I know her. I've met her. Anyway, she lives in the, let's see, about 40 minutes away from me. And she was getting gas, and she was in Washington State, where you pump your own gas. And she was pumping her own gas, and a stranger approached her and told her she was very beautiful. This is a true story. And she said thank you while she's finishing doing her gas. Well, then he asked her if she wanted a beer, and she's like, no, I'm fine, thank you. Well, then he asked if she was married. She said, yes, I am married. And he said, you're so beautiful again. And he proceeded to say, I'm going to kiss you. I want to kiss you. You're so beautiful. Anyways, she said, no, you're not. And she was trying to like get in her car and get out of there. Well, he pushed her in the car and tried to force himself upon her. And she was able to kick him where it counts, and he was down on the ground, and she threatened him with tools, not real tools, but used the words like she had tools. Anyways, and he like backed off, and she was able to get out of there. Okay. So I'm just telling you the story because you never know where you are. And I'm not trying to make you guys panicked or freaked out. Just to pay attention to where you are and make sure that if you can't have somebody with you at all times when you do go somewhere, to make sure you're telling people where you are going exactly, because you never know. And I'm just telling you, you just don't know. She was minding her own business, getting her gas, and she was being polite and doing her own thing. And you just don't never know. So don't be panicked, don't be freaked out. I'm just telling you so that you're aware and trying to help you guys be a little safer for men and women, not just men. Okay? Or women, whatever. You know, world is nuts. So that's that. Doing good, you guys. She wasn't able to get the license plate, but she had a good description of the person and the vehicle because she was so like, whoa, you know what I mean? She wanted to get out of there because she was, scared probably for her life. So I know that the police did drive by her home a few times during the night just to make sure, I guess, there was nothing going on. They didn't like stop in, but they drove past, I guess, monitoring. I don't know. Maybe looking to see if the car followed her, because that's a possibility. Who knows, right? Anyways, so yeah, scary situation. So always have your keys in hand. I'll tell you guys a secret. pretend this is my keys. And when you're walking to your car or doing your gas or whatever, have your key poking out like this while you're doing your gas. Because if somebody comes up to you and you need something, I'm not saying what you do with it, just saying. No advice from me. I'm not a professional. I have no clue what I'm talking about. Nada. Anyways, looking cute. We have one more heart to sew on. Just always be aware of your surroundings at all times. And I'm not saying that there's something that you can do about it. You know what I mean? It's not like you can handle all situations, but situational awareness, knowing who's around you, what's around you, where you can go, who you can yell to for help if you needed help. I'm just saying, somewhere you need to run to. Okay, dropping it. We're all good. Right? So we're down to the last stretch of this cute, adorable denim handbag. I'm trying to sound all professional now, y'all. I'm just following the shape of the heart here. Woo. This is the thing that takes the longest, is sewing on all your little decorations and things like that, but it's really not that long. Honestly, look, we're almost at an hour and a half, and I didn't quite start right away. So in an hour and a half or less, you could have, and if you're not yakking with people, you could have your own made. So when you get down to the end, once you meet the beginning, make sure you backstitch. Always backstitch. Needle up, foot up, and then so yeah, lots of fun things. I'm excited to see some good things. Gwen just went and did some thrifting recently and got some really cool stuff. If you guys haven't gone to her video and seen it, Fall Fest 24 is coming up. Registration for anybody who wants to be in the collaboration. Go check out Gail's Southern Living. She has all the rules on what you need to do for your video. They're really simple, easy, just a 3 to 5 minute video during a specific date. So go over there and check that out. Okay, so I got the top ribbon and I did this. This is the back side. Okay, so now we're going to stitch together the pieces. So this is the back and this is the front, and we're going to put the front sides together, matching the top edges perfectly together, right? And I'm going to use these cute little handy dandy clips that I got at Walmart. Was it at Walmart or a fabric store? I don't know, you guys. I apologize. I don't remember. Anyways, I thought they would be easier to use than push pins, especially when it's thicker fabric. Sometimes if it's too thick, you can't. I need some more clips here. Anyways, because I do some different things. I do need to order some special attachment that goes on the foot pedal of the sewing machine that you feed fabric through to make straps for when I make aprons, because then it'll go a lot quicker and be easier to have it all even. So I am not sewing the top part. I'm going to sew down all the sides. And the sides aren't going to be perfectly even because I cut the legs out and I didn't make straight cuts on it. But at the end, if I choose to, I can cut any excess fabric. We'll see. It should be even. because they're legs of the same pants. So if the seamstress did her job right, should make it easy for me, right? You never know. Anyway, so when you're sewing on the top part, go slow because it's folded over. It's like a lot of fabric here, okay? But you're going to want to stitch back and forth like 4 times because this is the top of your bag and you want it really secure. And I'm just using a regular stitch, and I'm going to stitch all the way down to the corner, and then I'm going to go all the way across the bottom and then all the way back up the other side. Okay? What did Jan say? Oh, yeah. I don't use a purse. I put all my tools and things in my pockets. Not anymore. I used to. So I'm just going in about 1/4 of an inch from the edge with my stitch. And I'm going to go all the way to the corner. Stop with my needle down. I'm going to make sure I still have thread in my bobbin. I do. I'm going to back stitch up about an inch, back down to the corner again, put my needle down, flip it or turn it so I can turn my fabric. So these bottom edges I can then sew across. I'm going to go up because they don't completely line up on the back side. I'm going to go up about an inch just to make sure I catch the edges. And on this corner here, I'm going to forward stitch and then back stitch about an inch just to secure it a little. Oh, you know what? I don't need to do that. I'll tell you why later. When you get to the thick seam part, make sure you slow down your sewing so you don't break your needle, right? Good plan. Needle down. I'm going to turn it, and now I'm going to go up. Make sure none of your tassels are sticking out the side. You don't want to stitch those in there. So we want those to hangly dangly. I need to put more thread in my bobbin. Just in time. I was paying attention to it because I knew it was coming. So you have to hold on before we finish that side and add the strap. Bobbin. Do. La 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 la. So up on the top of my sewing machine, it has, what did I do with the bobbin, Chloe?
What bobbin?
I couldn't see it. Now what was I gonna say? I don't remember. I lost it. On the top of my sewing machine, it has little diagrams that show you how to thread to string your thread. So if you're putting thread on a bobbin or, down here in the needle. So I'm just putting thread on the bobbin right now.
That looks cool. That looks cool.
Yeah, this is called a bobbin. and the bobbin goes down here, and that's the bottom thread
We're trying to
that matches up to the top
trying
thread
to-
to sew your stuff together.
We're trying to figure out what is on mine.
Oh yeah?
Where do you put it on yours? Like, how do you put it down? How do you put
How
it
do you
down?
put that down there?
Like that.
I'll show you in just a second. Okay, nice and full. And so there's a little drawing down here that shows how you put it in. And you just have to hook the thread like that, leave it there, and then the top thread, you just it takes a minute, but you get the hang of it. I'm talking to my granddaughter, you guys. She's interested in knowing what's happening here. There was some.
All your friends are there.
Yeah, they are.
Do you have a lot of friends?
I do. I think maybe.
Did
Hopefully.
all of them join in?
Yeah, they're all sitting here listening to you talk. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
The earrings are the same as your necklace.
I know. Did you know that I made them?
Yeah. How do you make them though?
I used them out of faux leather, which is fake leather. I'm having an issue here. I can't see.
Are you trying to show me how?
How what?
How to put it
I've
on?
got lots. No, I'm not showing you how. I'm trying to get it in. I'm trying to sew. Oh. Now what is the dealio, Bob? Hold on, y'all. I lost my little thread on the top, and I thought it was stuck, but it wasn't stuck. It was just heather. It was a heather thing. Okay. Starting over.
Why?
Because I have to hang on to this while I put the needle down and lift up. And it catches that string on the bobbin. See that right there?
Yeah.
It picked that string up and it fed it through up here. So now that is up here. And so the bottom string and the top string are together right here on the side. See that? And then it's got this cute little sidey thingy-majiggy. All right. Excuse me, ma'am.
Are you trying to sew it?
And
You're making a video of it?
No, I'm not making a video. I'm making a live. A live means that the people are right here commenting. Hello, Butler family. How are you? Thank you for being here. So I'm going to go back over the stitching that I had done just before my bobbin had ran out. We are making a denim bag. It's super cute. Wait until I turn it over. Again, I'm just starting out this stitch, so you're going to want to go forward and then go back over what you just did so that you lock it in and it doesn't come unraveled. All right. And I'm just going all the way to the top or to the end, whichever you want to call it. Make sure you don't get any of your fabric folded under. That it's all straight and laying out. When you get to the top, make sure you back stitch several times to make sure it's nice and sturdy. All right. Da-da!
What are you making?
I am making a denim handbag. And then we're gonna, but before we turn it right side out, we're gonna give it some definition. So you're gonna flip your bag, upside down, like that. Can you, I need a Sharpie or a marker or fabric chalk. or any
Marker.
kind of a marker that you have available. I'm going to use a tape measure, or you can use a ruler. And on the corners, I'm going to measure in 2 inches.
Are you gonna leave that Sharpie
2 inches. Okay. I'm going to make a dot 2 inches from the corner here, and 2 inches. Ignore that. You can't see. So I put my tape measure right on the corner of the fabric, and I'm going 2 inches up and making a dot. And then taking it from the corner this way. So this way and this way. Get that? 2 inches up, making a dot. And then with your ruler or tape measure, you're going to draw a line like that, right? We're going to sew across that. We're going to do the same thing on this corner, and it'll give it a little definition. So because remember I told you it's out of whack, this is the true corner right here. So we're going 2 inches up and drawing a dot that way, 2 inches from the very corner this way, drawing a dot, and then I'm going to take this and connect the dots. Doot, 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 just like that. Ta-da! So then what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the sewing machine. We're going to sew across that line.
Ignore that.
Yeah, ignore that. You won't see that little boo-boo.
It's going so fast.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Cut the thread. Don't cut your finger. And I've got
We'll bleed.
an extra thread here that's not supposed to be here.
Is Valentine's on there?
Nope.
Why?
Cut the threads off from the beginning that you stitched, just like that. And the other bottom corner that you drew the line on, you're going to stitch across that. Make sure when you start, you back stitch forward, half an inch or so, back stitch, go forward all the way to the end, and back stitch, just to lock that in. And then you're going to cut that. Cut the beginning threads off. And then, you guys ready? You ready? Right? So I'm going to take all the clips off. Here's the job for you, Chloe. You can clip these right on the side like that, right there. You want to do that?
Yeah.
These clips are great. I mean, they wouldn't feel good to step on if you stepped on them.
It would hurt.
Yeah. Okay, so we're turning it right side out. You ready? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. Wait. Ha, ha, ha. I tricked you. Bottom corners that you stitched, we're now going to cut them off. Don't cut it right on your stitch mark because then it'll come unraveled. Oh, yes, we'll get to that. Don't you worry. Cut and cut.
And cut.
And cut and cut and cut. That was a thick part there. That's the bottom.
It's the bottom.
Okay, now the reveal. But wait, there's more. We haven't done the strap yet. Okay, make sure you get your hand down in those corners and poke them out. Thank you, ma'am. You know, like a like a puppet.
Like a puppet.
Yeah. You're just poking them out.
poking them out.
And you can take that to your ironing and iron it if you want to or not.
Could you make me one?
So there is the bag, the front and the back. It's a very big, like,
Could you make me one?
hold on. So it's a very, like, it's like a, well, for school. Yeah, we all want to go back to school. Oh, I'm like, what the heck are you talking about, Gail? Gail, you lost your mind. Okay.
What is that?
The strap. Okay, so the strap that we're going to use is
It's soft.
somebody was given this that was in my house. They didn't like it. I took it. It's a scarf, right? You kind of do this kind of thing with it, you know? But no, not anymore. It's going to be a strap. So there is one seam in the middle of this hoop law. And I'm going to cut down that. Cut it open.
Why?
What? I'm ruining it. Oh no. But it's got great colors. It's got teal, pink, purple, kind of like a gray kind of color.
Yeah.
I'm ruining it.
But it looks still pretty.
But there's a real good, better purpose, I'm telling you. You guys, this is a long live.
You're ruining it now.
I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're getting something out of it. Anyways, okay. So when I saw it, hello, the Stock Explorer. Okay, so bye. Back down. So you have the bag now. That's all cute and so, and I'll show you the whole thing in the end. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the end of this wrap, whatever thing you call it, and bunch it up.
Bunch it.
And we're going to sew it right where the seam is right here. Okay? And I'm going to leave it hanging out on the edge of the purse because it adds character. And I'm going to hang it just a little bit past the edge of the lace. I'll show you in the end. But I'm going to stitch it like, trying to show you guys. I'm going to stitch it like this, like 5-6 times. Right? Okay? So it's nice and sturdy because it is a strap. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get anything stuck underneath of it. Make sure that you are just attaching it to the seam at the top. That's all you got there. And this cute little hangly dangly scarf strap. Okay, it's really thick right in here, so you gotta go slow. Make sure you got a heavy duty needle that you're using when you're working with stuff like this. I'm just saying. Okay. Don't stitch your fingers.
Don't hurt you.
Okay, got over the first hump. Now backwards and forwards. You got to kind of help guide it because there's some thick stuff. And forward and backwards.
And forward.
Forward one last time. And voila.
And then it's a purse.
I would go, if you get anything from the Dollar Tree store makeup wise, just an FYI, I don't know for a fact, and I'm not trying to give misinformation. I do not know for a simple fact, but I would look at all the ingredients that are listed in all this stuff. Just saying. You don't want to get a rash or something funky.
That's weird.
Just be careful. Be careful.
Let's be careful.
Okay, I'm going to
when
show
you're
you guys
sewing.
ready for the one side of the little strappy,
It looks cute.
right? Oh, it's so cute, right? Walmart, yeah. I mean, even if you buy stuff at Walmart, be careful. Read the ingredients. Okay, again, I'm putting it on the opposite side of the bag. It's hard to show. Where's the seam? Right along the seam. And I'm going to let it hang a little bit past the top ribbon because, looks cute like that. you know. So is anybody in here joining Fall Fest 24?
Are those the people's faces so you know?
Well, sometimes they have like little pictures that might look like them. Sometimes they use pictures of things they like. Just depends. Okay, we're gonna sew. Make sure again that you don't have extra fabrics that you don't want in that mess that we're stitching down. I'm gonna stitch down several times, like I said, to make that scarf slash strap stay on. Where's my pedal? Couldn't find my pedal.
Where's your pedal?
I found it. Okay, come on, we can do it. You know what? Guess what happened? My thread broke. So when you're cutting, when you're doing it thicker fabric, sometimes the thread will break. But you know what? Life must go on, and you just redo it. Go again.
We have to
go
redo
again.
It. We have to do it.
You gotta go again.
We have to go again.
Yeah. And I may at some point soonish need to use glasses because I'm having a hard time seeing this. And I do have glasses now for reading up close, but I've only used them like one time. But it's getting hard to see with that little needle hole, I'm just saying. I found a problem.
What?
Look at what happened.
What?
There was a knot. See that? It knotted up down there. But you know what? It came out, and all is good. All is well. Put your scissors in the same place.
And then you cut
each time, because then when you go to grab it, it'll be like where you expect to grab it. Okay, again. Getting the opposite end of our scarf, sewing it on the seam on the top of the bag for our handle. I'm just squinching it up.
And then
I'm going to put this on the, we got to move you guys. There we go.
So you can see us.
So you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm bunching it up on the top a little bit. You can add buttons to this later on, but you have to sew them with by
Can
hand.
they hear you?
Yes, they can. They can hear you too. Did you know that?
How could they hear us?
Because the volume's on. I don't know how to explain that.
That's going so fast.
Yep, it's because I have a foot pedal down on the bottom that I'm pushing to make it go. It's like driving a car, but you're driving a sewing machine.
Go and stop.
Yeah. When you know what you're doing, you can go faster. But if you don't know what you're doing, or you're new at something, you need to take your time.
Is that the black
Yes,
pedal?
that is the pedal. And I put the pedal to the metal.
Do I have a pedal?
So there's that. Hey, you guys, I'm done. Guess what?
What?
Yeah, you should, Gwen. I hope you do. I'll watch your videos. Okay. How do I... Okay. The bag.
The bag.
Remember we sewed those corners so they're like rounded? This is a working pocket with some
Hey.
tassels. You can add more tassels if you want. The top fringe. That, and then our scarf. See that? Doesn't it look fashionable?
Yeah.
I can put my school books in here and I could go learn some new things.
Yeah.
Or I could go foraging with it and get, some produce, farmer's market, grocery store, right?
Could they see
So
us
when
too?
you see these little granny scarves or think
Could
they're
they see-
ugly scarves and you wouldn't wear them scarves, get it anyways if it's cheap. So there it is. We can add buttons later onto that. Make sure you stitch that. I could have sewed them inside, but I thought it would be cute leaving those outside. You like it? It doesn't go with your outfit. I hope not. So the next time that I see you, excuse me, ma'am.
Could I make one?
And then
Can
I
you
have
make
something
one?
funny to share with you guys, and then I'll let you go. So the next time we sew, I bought these coveralls at Wally World, and they have already made holes in the knees. I'm going to use some of that bee fabric to put in there, and then I'll probably put on the front pocket a heart or something, and then of course on the booty, I'm going to put a heart on the booty too. And then I will do some kind of a shirt that has kind of some of the same lace and stuff like that in it to match that handbag, and so then you'll have a completely whole outfit.
Could they see us?
Right?
Could they see us?
What was funny? I don't even remember what was funny. I had something funny I was going to tell you.
What was? Could they see us?
They didn't have my social security number.
Could they see us, Nani? Nani?
You know what?
Nani, could they see us?
Yeah. There's so many things going on. What do we do? You just keep learning what you can learn and doing what you can do and keep moving forward. This wasn't the funny thing that I had to say because I lost it. I forgot. This is my case. Remember last week, if you were here or not, I had a bunch of glass that I got for $50 for doing stained glass, and it had like a lot of stuff, right? Little case. I got it. So I haven't taken anything out of the packages, but it's got the little glass nipping, cutting, and all that stuff tools. Yay! I'm excited.
Yay!
So I'm gonna play around with that. I want to make some angels, and I want to make some honeybees. And if I can do all right with it, I'll let you guys see.
See?
I'll do a video. I'll let you see. I'm sure it'll be fine. I think I've got it. I just got to get used to cutting the glass.
Yeah.
So, there's that. There's that. I don't remember what I was gonna show them or tell them.
What?
That was.
What are you gonna tell them?
That was funny, and no, well, it's gone.
Oh
well, that's
doesn't
okay.
matter.
You guys, thank you. I'm gonna let you go because it's been 2 hours. I'll show you the bag that we made one more time. And I know that you had no idea that it was gonna be like that.
Could
Dad
I
was
wear
like,
it?
"What about a handle?"
Can I wear it?
You got a handle now.
Can I wear it?
Right? And for all those weirdos that are out there, make sure you get some extra stitching in there so they can't steal this. Ooh, maybe you might want to join me in making some stained glass stuff. It'll bring back some memories, or you'll critique. You can what do you call it? Critique me. All right. There's the bag. Super cute.
Super.
Functioning
cute.
pocket. You can put pockets on the inside too. I just cut these off jeans. Little pocket, buttons up. I don't have a grinder, but I do think I need a file.
Why?
I think I can use a
Why?
file.
Why?
But yeah, see how I used. Hey, no, you're not supposed to be in there. You need to go. You're not supposed to be in videos. I used purple thread in the back, and then it goes like that, little kind of like an attache. Do, 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 do. Cute, huh? Anyway, so thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I guess I'm going to let you guys go. I got errands to do. Ooh, I found my sewing needle case. Or push pins. Put them back in there. Put them back in there. Yeah. So we'll be doing some other projects. I've got some upcycling projects to do, making some ponchos and things, kind of like poncho coat things. You'll just have to wait and see. All right. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Thank you for being here and joining me. Do something amazing.
Bye.